Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer Blinky. I am a Nigerian living in Brazil. In today's video, we are going to talk about the benefits of the Brazilian residency permit for foreigners living in Brazil. So when I got into Brazil, I used to see people travel back home to their countries, like Nigerians. They go home and come back after 3 months. Some people spend up to 6 months. So I was wondering how possible is that. That is one of the benefits of having the permanent residency. With your card, you can easily travel home and come back to Brazil anytime you wish. You understand? So the second one is that apart from traveling home, you can as well apply to Europe. With your PR, you can apply for European tourist visa to visit, then come back, or you can choose to study in Europe. Anyways, you can also apply to US or Canada, but it is more difficult compared to the European zone. Why? Because here in Brazil, the Brazilian passport holders have free access to European countries, but they need visa to travel to America or Canada. That is why I said with your PR, you can also apply to go to Canada or US, but it might not be as easy as when you are applying to Europe, because the Brazilian passport holders have free access to Europe. With your Brazilian permanent residency, you can also rent an apartment in Brazil. You know, as a foreigner, there are different types of accommodation. The one that you can get with just your CPF, and the one that you need your document. That document that referring to is your permanent residency permit. So with that, you can easily rent an apartment in Brazil. With your PR, you can also open a bank account and save money or do whatever transaction you want to do with your account. With your PR, you can also open business here in Brazil and even hire people. It can be a small business or a large scale business. It depends, but anyhow it is, you just allowed to run a business here in Brazil using your permanent residency permit. We all know that once you have your PR in Brazil, you have indefinite time to live in Brazil. That means that no more visa renewal, no more problems, no more issues. Nobody is going to harass you. You have the right to live in Brazil as much as the citizens of this country. So that is one of the benefits of holding the Brazilian permanent residency permit. With your PR, you can also get a job here in Brazil. Yes, you can work remotely or work physically. Nobody is going to harass you. Even with your PR, you can get a registered job here in Brazil and get all the benefits that a citizen of this country can also have access to. With your permanent residency permit, you can also apply to get benefit of the pension here in Brazil. With your permit, you can also have access to the SUS, that is the Brazilian free medical services here in Brazil. With your PR, you can study in Brazil irrespective of the level of education you are interested in, whether undergraduate, postgraduate, or PhD, and you are eligible to apply for scholarship just like the normal citizens of this country. There's no restriction. Okay, we all know that with your permanent residency permit, as long as you're living in Brazil, you can apply for your citizenship to become a Brazilian citizen. This is one of the, in fact, this is number one reason why most people are fighting hard to get the PR, so that once they live for some couple of years, they can be able to apply to become citizens of this country. So guys, that is all about the Brazilian residency permit. So let me walk you through how I spent my day and the cost of living here in Brazil. Ciao, ciao.
you.